Dexter contains some of the horrific serial killers ever seen on television. In this video, we will list down top 10 serial killers based on their victims, cleverness and success.
Number 10.
A.J. Yates was a cable technician serial killer. He specialized in cable and internet installation. He was an ex-patient of Dr. Evelyn Vogel. A.J. Yates grew up with his abusive mother who used to beat him up. Yates used to hide under the bed. He felt it was his only safe spot while she is stalking him and calling by his birth name, Albert. Yates attacked one of his classmates with a chair when he was 12, and at the age of 15, he was institutionalized. He had a lesion in his brain after hospital conducted X-rays. Dr. Evelyn Vogel worked on him, but he was a lost cause. Hospital conducted a surgery for his lesion without Vogel's knowledge. That leaves Yates with scar in his head. Yates had an unusual ritual. He used to capture women. He held them captive for days and break their individual toe on the right foot while leaving left foot untouched. Vogel believed his behavior towards women stems from his abusive mother. When he killed those women, he then used to bury them in his backyard with all their possessions. His trophies used to be the dead woman's right shoe. He was killed by Dexter when Yates was hiding under the bed, and Dexter pieced the pole straight down, impaling Yates.
Number 9.
Emmett Meridian was a psychiatrist. He manipulated strong and established women in committing suicide. Few of his victims include Vanessa Gale, Megan Dowd, and Caroline Gillian. During the second session with Emmett Meridian, Dexter notices a hidden camera that secretly records the session on a nearby laptop. That night, Dexter broke into his office and erased his own file and watched the session of 3 suicide victims. Dexter notices that Emmett Meridian cut their medications and manipulated them in committing suicide. During Dexter's last session with Emmett Meridian, he happily admitted that he is a serial killer.
I'm a serial killer. Oh, God. Oh, that feels so amazing to say out loud.
And then confronting Meridian about his crimes, which causes Meridian to end the session immediately before Dexter caught him in a chokehold. Dexter prepared his kill room in his office and thanked him about helping his issues with sexual hang-ups.
Number 8.
Oliver Saxon was the son of Dr. Evelyn Vogel. His real name was Daniel Vogel. He was a psychopath serial killer who can mimic human emotions flawlessly and had no empathy or remorse whatsoever. He killed his own mother without any stigma of hesitation. Oliver felt cathartic experience in killing people. Saxon drowned his younger brother Richard Jr. at the age of 14 due to jealousy. He was institutionalized and was treated with harsh treatment by hospital staff. Daniel grew bitter that all those years in the hospital his mother hadn't come to visit, thus setting the fire to the facility when he was 17 and faked his death. All the blame was put on the nurse for the fire. Saxon killed a lot of people over the years. He also tried to kill Dexter Morgan, but she survived but was hospitalized and put on life support. Saxon was arrested in the hospital while he was about to finish the job with Dexter by killing her, this time for good. He was questioned at the station by Angel Batista and Joey Quinn, and after that, Dexter visited him in his cell. Dexter killed Saxon with a pen when confronted him what he did to his sister.
Number 7.
Mike Donovan was a choir conductor and a pastor and had a wife and 2 daughters. He used to force and murder young boys. Mike Donovan was a pedophile and a serial killer. He killed at least 3 young boys. Dexter chokes him when Donovan entered his car and made him go to the location where he buried those boys. Dexter then drags him and forces him to look at his victims. Donovan was begging for mercy. Dexter claimed that children had also begged for their lives, which Donovan doesn't deny about this. After Dexter injected him with M99 shot on Dexter's table, Dexter takes the blood slide through his scalpel and then cut his neck by reciprocating saw. Later, Mr. Donovan's wives come to police station to ask about his husband. She had no idea he was a pedophile.
Number 6.
Travis Marshall, as known as the Doomsday Killer, he used to commit biblical-themed murders. He used to work at Miami Cultural Center as a conservator in papers and bindings. He also earned a degree in Master in Art History at the University of Tallahassee. Reasoning that Travis killed people was to bring on the end of days. He had no remorse when someone died and considered deaths as justified sacrifice. He thinks that all of this was God's plan. He even manipulated Steve and Beth Dorsey to help in committing murder. He also tried to kill Harrison Morgan, Dexter's son. Travis had violent tendencies, lack of empathy since his childhood. He had a break from reality and become delusional. Travis used chlorpromazine that prevent hallucinations. After the death of his doctor, he discontinued his drugs. Travis killed his own sister, Professor James Geller, and many more for achieving what he thinks was God's plan. When Travis about to kill Harrison Morgan for the tableau The Lamb, Dexter just reached just in time to stop him before he was about to cut his throat. Travis commanded Dexter to inject him with his M99. Dexter falsely injected himself. Dexter then woke up and knocked up Travis. Dexter kills Travis inside the abandoned church. He raises his blade to strike it into Travis' chest, thus killing him.
Number 5.
Boyd Fowler, also known as the Finisher. He used to work for the Miami-Dade Dead Animal Pickup. He was a member of Barrel Girl Gang. Boyd was given the responsibility to kill and dispose of the forced and abused women. Boyd Fowler used to cut off the lock of hair as a trophy and tapes it in the scrapbook. He then puts woman's unconscious body in a barrel filled with formaldehyde and electrocutes her and then dumps the barrel in isolated swampy area. Dexter set up a scenario where he calls Dead Gator at County Road 5 as bait to lure Boyd. When Boyd received the call for the gator, both him and Dexter goes there where Dexter injected Boyd with M99, but Boyd shot Dexter with the dart. Both rendered unconscious and were woke up in an ambulance. After both Boyd and Dexter ditches hospital, Boyd raced to his home where Dexter injected him with another M99. Boyd woke up on his dining table. Dexter was disappointed about he wasn't able to show him his kill room and Boyd's victim. Dexter then kills Boyd by stabbing a knife in his heart.
Number 4.
Brian Moser, also known as the Eye Struck Killer, he was Dexter's biological brother and was living under the alias of Rudy Cooper. He used Deborah Morgan, Dexter's stepsister, to get close to Dexter. He and Dexter both saw their mother chopped in pieces before their very eyes. Dexter was adopted by Harry Morgan, but Brian was sent to institution. Brian also chopped his victims into pieces and drained their blood. Brian lured Dexter to their old house and wanted to kill Deborah with him so that he can leave his old life behind and start a new life with his real brother. Dexter disagreed and they had a fight while police came knocking at the door. Brian escaped. Later, Brian sneaked into Dexter's apartment knowing that Deborah is staying with him and tried to stab her and notices it was a trap. Dexter then strangled him and transported him to his apartment where they have a conversation about killing Deborah and setting Dexter free with himself. Dexter slices Brian's throat and convinces the police that Brian committed suicide.
Number 3.
Kurt Caldwell, also known as the Runaway Killer, was an official mayor of small town of Iron Lake in upstate New York. He owns a diner and several trucks. Kurt used to lure runaway women to his isolated cabin, gave them warm meal and place to stay. He used to watch them from a camera that said "You're already dead" underneath it. He kept them there for few days and then released them. While women are running, he plays the song by Del Shannon "Runaway" and shot them with the rifle. He then embalmed his victims in a trophy case. He killed more than 30 women in the last 25 years. Dexter and Harrison found out about his trophy cases and intentionally triggered the alarm so that Kurt knows that all of his secrets are out. Kurt then rushed to his home to get his things and money, where Harrison distracts him until Dexter injects him with ketamine from behind. When Kurt woke up, it was at his bunk where all of his trophy cases are and was stabbed in the heart by Dexter. Dexter disposed of his body by chopping it into pieces and threw it in the incinerator with the help of Harrison.
Number 2.
Arthur Mitchell, also known as Trinity Killer. He was the main antagonist in season 4 of original Dexter series. Arthur lived as a devoted family man, church deacon, teacher, model citizen and community volunteer for decades. He kept his house and car in perfect shape and was very protective of his sister's ashes. Despite his public appearance, Arthur was extremely abusive and controlling towards his family, and they would look forward when he goes out of town for vacation. Arthur watched his elder sister Vera take a shower at the age of 10 when she noticed she slipped and sliced her leg in front of him and got killed. His mother committed suicide by jumping off a bridge, which leaves Arthur with his abusive alcoholic father, which was bludgeoned to death. Arthur used to reminisce about them by killing his victims in 4 cycles. First cycle represents himself. He took a young boy and preserves his innocence by burying him alive in a cement. Second cycle represents his sister. He took a young woman and killed her in a bathtub. Third cycle represents his mother. He took a middle-aged woman and made her jump off. Fourth cycle represents his father. He took middle-aged man and bludgeoned him to death. He killed Dexter's wife Rita Morgan in finding his whereabouts. Arthur picks up his car from the workshop, but he didn't know that Dexter already sabotaged the car, which makes it stop in the middle of nowhere. Dexter seizes this opportunity to take down the Arthur Mitchell. He woke up in a sheet of plastic wrap. Arthur asks Dexter to play Vera's favorite song, to which Dexter obliges, for which Arthur thanks him. Dexter killed him with the framing hammer. Here are our list of runner-ups serial killers. Number 1. Wiggles the Clown. Wiggles the Clown appeared in Dexter New Blood. He killed children and took photos of them dressed as little clowns. Number 2. Little Chino. Little Chino appeared in season 2 of original Dexter. He was the enforcer of a gang called the 29th Street King. He used machete to kill his victims. Number 3. George and Valerie Castillo. George and Valerie Castillo were husband and wife duo of human smugglers and murderers who transported people from Cuba to Miami. George would kill them if they don't pay a release fee. His wife Valerie was also in with him on this. Number 4. Ron Galuzzo. Ron Galuzzo was cannibalistic killer. He was treated by Dr. Evelyn Vogel. He was institutionalized when Vogel found out he killed his best friend. Number 5. Santos Menace. Santos Menace is a notorious drug dealer who worked under Hector Estrada. Santos Menace murdered Dexter's biological mother, Laura Moser, using a chainsaw in front of young Dexter and his brother.
Number 1.
No doubt, the most cunning and successful serial killer in the show is none other than Dexter himself, also known as the Bay Harbour Butcher. Dexter is a blood spatter analyst from Miami Metro Homicide, based on his past trauma of his mother getting chopped off in pieces in front of him and his elder brother and sitting in the pool of her blood. Dexter developed urges to kill people. He followed a piece of code that his foster father Harry gave him to hurt only those people who escape the justice system. This code allows Dexter to survive in the world without getting caught and to satisfy his urges. Dexter strictly follows the code. His killing ritual starts when he starts stalking his victims, doing research, and then once absolutely certain that they killed someone and escaped justice system, he set up a kill room and attacked them from shadows. Dexter injects his victims with M99 shots to subdue them. Then he transports them to his kill room and lay them on his kill table. He then wakes them up and makes them look all of their victims' pictures. He then kills them by various ways, like stabbing a knife in the heart or by cutting throat by reciprocating saw. In the first 6 seasons, Dexter used to take blood slides from his victims as trophies, but he stopped doing that when his sister found out about it. In Dexter New Blood finale, Sins of the Father, Dexter committed suicide by realizing that wherever he goes, he hurt innocent people. He asked his son Harrison to shoot him in the heart, which leads to his death. Do you agree with our picks? Please let us know in the comments below. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. Have a killer day.